Okay. Race 7 at Colorado and not Vancouver. And the reason is Vancouver sucks as a track even on arcade physics, and the track that I want to use as a replacement is bugged. So Colorado it is. We're starting at the top 10 alongside Daniel Voiles. Get 50 laps and quite a lot to talk about. First and foremost, I am recording the race before doing the PSLA race in New Hampshire, and of course once the race is done, it'll mean that it'll mean that I will be 1 week away, and then I will be free from my PSLA commitments and our offline leagues as a whole, because if you've been following me from the PSLA server, you already know. But yeah, that was a way too stupid of a dive bomb. But in case you don't, I am never going to run another offline league again with NR after the PSLA is done, because to put it very simply, this year of the this PSLA season was a nightmare to make, and I never want to experience all that stuff again. So yeah, of course I will continue doing this type of stuff, but offline leagues where I commentate and don't drive personally, nah, no more after the PSLA is done. And speaking of the PSLA, once it's done, I'm going to do a series with the 2025 cars that I guess it could be considered an attempted redemption for the 2025 season. And basically I want to rerun the season under my own terms. Ooh, sorry, Ashley. Wait, is it Ashley? No, it's Ashley. Okay, it's Ashley Carter. I want to rerun the 2025 season under my own terms with some changes, because of course it's a series of mine, so something I have to change. But for these purposes, everything will remain. The basic stuff will remain the same as it was in that season. So drivers and calendar, but rules all mine. But in the meantime, we are in 6th. There's Cook, which I believe is one of the drivers from Scarlett Taylor, I want to say, but I'm not too sure. Another thing that I want to say is that I was thinking of having portraits for the other drivers outside of the quartet of Noah, Mia, Emma, and Christian. But I backed out at the last minute because, number one, I don't want to risk any potential incidents in terms of gender and stuff. And number two, I don't want to give like a fantasy portraits to a guy that has used his real name. So anime portraits to a guy that assigned with his real name, so with their real names, so yeah, decided not to. So I guess we'll be stuck with the Xenoblade 3 Quartet. Well, Quartet is, well, not exactly Quartet because there's like, what, another two characters in Senna and, Lanz, but, yeah. Also, one thing that this is about the last week's Direct. At the Direct last week, Nintendo announced the addition of Virtual Boy games onto the NSO, and that they will be selling a replica of the actual Virtual Boy as an overglorified chassis, where you can open up the top and put the Switch or Switch 2 on it and play the games as if you're playing it on an actual real Virtual Boy. Now, for the uninitiated, the Virtual Boy is Nintendo's attempt at virtual reality, and the thing is actually shaped like a VR headset you see these days. But in 1994/1995, right at the cusp of the PlayStation 1, and the thing has gone down in history as Nintendo's biggest failure until the Wii U happened. So you can imagine the reaction when that thing was announced, and of course the inevitable, everything but doing the right decision of making their older games accessible, and that this thing is not gonna be any kind of success. But honestly, I don't believe that. Honestly, I believe in the meantime Dawkins is in the pits. Honestly, I believe that is actually going to have a lot of success. That is going to make a lot of money. Now, and the reason being, okay, Rachel, I think retired. Oh no, she's leaving the pits. Never mind. And the reason is because, as I stated, the Virtual Boy is Nintendo's biggest failure up until the Wii U. So, of course, the first reaction that people tend to have isn't "Ew, get it out of my face," is okay, I want to check it out, why was it so bad by myself? And number two, the chassis, the chassis costs $100, but considering that it's very likely that a Virtual Boy overall costs like 2 livers and a lung at the black market, let alone one that actually works, I'd say $100 is more than a bargain. Okay, it is not a real thing, it is a chassis, but still, it's better than nothing. Will I buy it? No, because I don't care, but still, it is better than nothing. Plus, it could be way worse. Like it could be fucking Labo. Basically making a VR headset out of cardboard. In the meantime, I cannot overtake Movidel for the goddamn life of me. Haha. Free am apply to life. Yeah, I know. I am a comedy genius. But in the meantime, looks like Espinosa is finally going to win a race, unless Piniella or Emma have anything to say about it. Well, more Piniella than Emma, but still. In the meantime, I'm stuck in a fucking clear Movidel. Also, we are hitting the mid-race report, so next lap is going to be that. And, this is an awful way to... shit, I think I might have fucked myself up with this one, but anyway, in any case. Okay, there we go. Now, as we stated, Espinosa is leading the race. Second is Joe Piniella. Then we got Emma Webster. Then we got Guillermo Vidal. Then we got ourselves. Then we got Cook, Chase Abbott, Daniel Voiles, Richard Dawkins, and... oh no, never mind. Richard Dawkins is like a lap down. Sarah Taylor and Rico De Niro Papuas running up to top 10. Then we got Michael Bell, Chikara Takahashi. Chikira, god damn it. Okay. Mia is in 13th. Then Douglas Barkley, the other Barkley and Donald, Zachary Fitzwater, Boyd, Joe Norris, Victor Vasquez, Tavish Serenas in 20th, Josh Harmon, James Lee, Trevor Yarborough, Matt Gamble, Eric Leffler, Bob Waywood. Yes, that Leffler is actually starting in a position that is not dead last. Then we got Jonathan Jameson, Ryan Durrani, Alan Green, Carson Miller, Chris Hardwick, McGee, Ian Pernight, Kasumi Takahashi, Matthew Hubert, Luke Larson, Sasha Bright, Kristen Ross. So we got all cars on the track here. Jones, Chris Jones, Ashley Carter, Anton Kubica, Jacob Anderson, and of course Mia down at last. Okay, time to brake like a motherfucker. I swear to Christ, I actually was pressing the brakes. But yeah, sorry Garrett, didn't mean to do that. But now, there we go, we clear Cook, we should be taking 4th place. Oh god, well, whoops for that. But yeah, we're reaching the lap cars, so like this could be an opportunity to actually overtake these guys if they get bothered by the lap cars. A couple of days ago, actually, I started watching, well, mainly yesterday, I started watching Bring Back V10s, which is the podcast made by The Race. The Race being the site made by former autosport journalist that decided to leave. And there was one video that talked about their 10 biggest heartbreaks of the V10 era. And I agree with I agree with almost all the picks. There's stuff like Hill, Hungary 1987. There's Bator at Europe 1999. But I would want to add a one extra entry, and that is Spain 2001. The race where Hakkinen looked like he had it in the bag and then the engine blew up. Now, it's true that Hakkinen did win in 2001 later on. I think it was at Indianapolis where he won. But to me, Spain 2001 and Hakkinen blowing his engine, to me it looks like, at least to me feels like that was the end of an era. This was the end of an era where Schumacher actually had a rival that could challenge him for real for multiple years, and it was the beginning of the part of the era of Formula One where Schumacher had absolutely no rivals. And I know somebody's gonna mention Montoya or Raikkonen, but the thing is, Montoya only did 1 year in 2001 and then got blasted by Ferrari, even in 2003. And Raikkonen the same thing. By the time he actually started being competitive, Ferrari wasn't a non-factor anymore. 2005, Raikkonen was actually challenging for the title. Schumacher was stuck with the 2005 Ferrari, which was a bad car bogged down by a bullshit rule regarding the tires. Sorry, Emma. And in 2006, it was the Schumacher and Alonso show, and Raikkonen counted for nothing, basically. It's not as heartbreaking. So to me, Spain 2001 is purely because it was the end of an era. It was the end of the Schumacher-Hakkinen duel, and the beginning of the unstoppable German in a Ferrari. Although we did have that the unstoppable Dutchman like a couple of like for 4 years in a row with Verstappen, but still. Well, except 221 where Hamilton was actually going blow to blow. And I am almost going to spawn Emma away. Don't do that to the bus. As we go to the outside of Emma, but she's fighting back. But yeah, instead of that, I agree with a majority of the list that they made. But in the meantime, 10 to go. And speaking of the PSRA race, I honestly want Stapleton to win the championship purely because then I don't have to deal with a possible fallout if Jonathan Carrison, for example, wins it. A guy that only did 5 ratings the entire season. Because another thing that you should know that if you weren't in the PSRA escape is that there was a lot of talk about the ratings, and now the championship situation made no sense even with the ratings. Basically, the ratings would have been a big talking point in 2025 for the PSRA. So yeah, of course I'm going to go in much more detail once we start that. But in the meantime, yeah, I really hope that Stapleton actually wins it. Or anyone that isn't fucking Jonathan Carrison, because I don't want the PSRA to go down and crash. I don't want the PSRA to crash and burn. I want the PSRA to fizzle out. In the meantime, we still cannot get past Emma. Yeah, this would have been fucking chaotic. Honestly, I just noticed this. But yeah, Piniella right there tried for a move on Espinosa, but no dice. But we're about to reach the lap cars, and yep, there we go. I was gonna get it for a few laps, and yep, there we go. Now Emma is down. Emma's out. So that's definitely going to be an interesting call, an interesting discussion once the race is done. But I'll gladly take third. Assuming Espinosa and Piniella do not make it to the lap cars, which I doubt it. I mean, they did, but at this point I doubt they're going to lose too much time. Now with only 3 laps left on a run. Two to go. So next race is going to be in Indianapolis. So yeah, let's see what's going to happen there. As Espinosa tries and tried in very big quotes to lap Jacob Anderson. As we go, 1 lap to go. And he did, and Jacob actually did. I doubt this is going to be for third, but at least for second maybe. And nope, Piniella's going to take second, and we finish in third. And now Espinosa finally gets a win on the table. So no more lead the championship with a goose egg right in those in the W column.
The race is over. Come on in.
There's my car. The pit stall actually. There we go. And so, Patricia Espinosa wins the race. Second is Joe Piniella, then is ourselves, then is Cook, Movidel, Abbott, Voiles, Webster, Taylor, and Dinner Papuas. At least Emma finished in the top 10, so at least she managed to avoid complete disaster. Then it's Sarah Taylor and Dinner Papuas in the top 10. No lap cars, I would assume. Nope, actually, no, okay, no, never mind. There was Rachel Dawkins 2 laps down, but because she went into the pits. And of course, Jacob Anderson came really close in getting lapped, but unfortunately, that wasn't the case. The race ended before Espinosa could do anything. But yeah, again, I'll take third place over not finishing or not finishing at all. So yeah, I guess I'm not too mad. I probably would have liked, I would definitely would like to get in second place at the line, but yeah, Pinella had a much more better exit of the outside line. So yeah, I'll take third place quite nicely. And with that, let's check out the standings. And so Espinosa finally gets his first win after 7 races. Then the gaps are finally starting to get in the double digits, at least for the top 10. Movadell is a second, 24 points behind. Then it's Joe Pinella. Norris lost 2 places and now is in 4th. We climb back to 5th. Daniel Boyles is in 6th. Josh Armour lost 7 places. Emma is now in 9th. Michael Bell is now at the edge of the top 10. Ricky Dinner Papuas is now in 8th. And Anton Kubica is still leading NASCAR, although not by much, assuming Kyle Allison does not make it to the next race, which is going to be, as I said, in Indianapolis. And the biggest winner should be Sarah Taylor with 6 positions gained. She's now in 26th. And JJ Palmer is the biggest loser with 6 positions lost and is now in the 31st. Let me check it out. Yes, yeah, Palmer is the biggest loser. So yeah. So finally, we are seeing the leader finally pulling away from the some sort of gap in the standings after 6 races of being super tight. So yeah, we are definitely seeing who's the class of the field and who's the man to beat for this project. But yeah, there's pretty much nothing else to say other than this has been it for this video. If you liked it, give it a like. If you see more content like this, subscribe and click on the notification bell so you get the next video drops. And I have nothing else to say other than see you next video, everybody. This is Alpha, signing out.